Good afternoon, sports fans. It's another beautiful Saturday. Well, rainy where I am, but it's another beautiful Saturday right here in Jamaica. And of course, this is Sports Talk. It comes to you live every Saturday between the hours of 1 to 2 p.m. right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. My name is Kathya Davis, and of course, I'm your host. Great. So, people, because you might be wondering, why is Kathya so excited? Well, usually, I sound a little bit more excited is because Jamaica's Sunshine Girls a few moments ago just played a thrilling game with England. Of course, in this Horizon series, 2 games will be played in England and 2 games will be played in Jamaica. And the game just ended 49 all. Literally been on the edge of my seat since the game started at 11 a.m. Jamaica time. It was just crazy, crazy, crazy ball action. But we'll get to that. We're also going to be talking about Fast Five. We'll be talking to a player and of course one of the management persons on the management or a person from the management team, that Fast Five series that our Sunshine Girls took part in Christchurch, New Zealand, in Jamaica Premier League. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the results from the English Premier League. And of course, Reggae Boys, we have a special post-match press conference for you that will come at the end of this show, closer to the end of this show. So I won't talk too much about the game, but you will hear it all being answered by Coach Steve McLaren and Damian Lowe in that post-match press conference against the USA. Our boys will go up again in the USA on Monday night. So wherever you are, I'm saying get in front of a TV. One of the things that resonated was, how well we played on Thursday night. And, we really will be giving ourselves a chance in the USA. We did it last year against Canada. USA ain't no different. And we're looking to turn the tables away and do it again. Schoolboy football is still on. I don't want to say group of death turning out to be group of chaos, turning out to be group of victory for some, loss for others. Coach retiring last season in the Manning Cup. I mean, I don't know. This week has just been like chaotic. It's been a chaotic week in the sports world. And as you can hear, again, I must apologize, guys. I'm really, really, really trying to get better. I don't know. The weather is not working with me, guys. I just can't seem to get a break from being unwell. So just bear with me, please. If you hear my voice chip out, I'll try to repeat as much as possible if I hear like my voice goes out. But that's why I'm kind of sounding like this. But beyond, we must talk about sports, and sports talk must go on. So it's gonna be of course always a fantastic show, and looking forward to talk to the interviews, and of course as I said, the post-match press conference that we will carry at the end of, so we can hear from Coach Steve McLaren and Damian Lowe, defender. All right, so as usual, we start off with football because that's the game right now. And so we're in the season of football, so we're gonna be talking about last weekend's game. Obviously, there'll be no matches in the Premier League this weekend because it's now the international break. So we'll go back to the results of last weekend, and then we'll just move on from there. As I said, it's international, so we won't see any football until, well, in terms of domestic football, until next midweek next week. Yes, that's the next time we'll see the teams back in action. All right, so in the Premier League last week, Sunday, Manchester United, they were 3-love winners over Leicester City. Just making sure, yes. There were 3-love winners over Leicester City. Newcastle, they were able to defeat Nottingham Forest 3-1. And Ipswich, they were 2-1 winners over Tottenham. And of course, also on Sunday, big England derby that I did talk about. London derby between Arsenal and Chelsea that ended in a stalemate 1-1 draw. So, it's very interesting. And of course, we'd look at where the standings are now in the English Premier League. Standings now see Liverpool, they have a 5-point advantage at the top of the table. So they're in first, and this is after round 11. They're in first on 28 points. Second is Manchester City on 23. And then it gets really tight between third right down to ninth. It's just crazy because in third place in Chelsea, they're on 19 points. In fourth place is Arsenal. They're also on 19 points. So is Nottingham Forest in fifth. So is Brighton in sixth. So is Fulham in seventh. Well, Brighton in sixth, right? So third to sixth all have 19 points, with Chelsea on top because they have a better goal difference. So just goal difference separating those teams now. And then we move on to seventh. Fulham, 18 points in seventh. Newcastle, 18 points in eighth. And Aston Villa, 18 points in ninth. And those, again, separated by goal difference. It will be an interesting season, trust me. And then down in the relegation zone is Crystal Palace. They're in 18th place on 7 points. Wolves, they're in 19th place on 4 points. And Southampton, they're in 20th place on 4 points. As I said, this English Premier League season, if we continue like this, we'll all be at the edge of our seats for the entire season. Liverpool has pulled away somewhat, but let's see, because the games that they have next are going to be interesting to see, what they will do with those games coming up, and how they will continue to balance Europe and all the other things that's going on. So that's what's going on in the English Premier League. So boy, I don't know, it's interesting over there. All right, in our own Jamaica Premier League, we had some games played on Sunday as well. Portmore United, even though they went down to 10 men, they were able to defeat Humber Lion 1-0. Mount Pleasant, they were 3-1 winners over Harbourview. Bracing United, they were 1-0 winners over Chapelton Maroon. Cavalier, they defeated their 2-1, which would have been, I guess, an interesting match based on, the talks from coach technical director, coach Craig Butler. He talked a lot about before this game, saying, we know of just in case you don't know, let me bring you up to speed. Craig Butler is not a fan. I'd say hate, but I don't really push hate, but he's totally not a fan of the coach of Cavalier, which is Rudolph Speed. And he has made it clear. Mr. Speed has also made it clear that Craig Butler is not his favorite. And so anytime these two teams clash, it gets into a battle of words. But we know what's important, or what counts the most, and that's the battle on the pitch. And that battle was won by Cavalier because they defeated their Phoenix by 2-1. Montego Bay, they were 2-1 winners over Dumbo Holding. Waterhouse, they were 3-1 winners, and this is now these matches happened on Monday. So the double header on Monday saw Waterhouse defeating Malines United 3-1, and Arnett, and we when Arnett and Tivoli plays, we call it that derby match. That's very interesting. Arnett defeated 10 men, Tivoli 2-1. So let's look forward to the games that will come up this week in the Jamaica Premier League, and that also will see a double header at the Ferdinand Park tomorrow. So let's start with their Phoenix. They will take on Tivoli Gardens at the Wembley Centre of Excellence. That game kicks off at 3 o'clock. Waterhouse, they will play Humber Lion at 6 o'clock. And that happens at the Waterhouse Mini Stadium. Harbourview, they play Cavalier at 3 o'clock at the Harbourview Mini Stadium. Racing United, they will play the first of the double header tomorrow against Montego Bay United, and that kicks off at 1 o'clock at the Ferdinand Park, and that's in Portmore, just in case you're wondering. And Portmore United, they play Arnett Gardens in the second game of that double header. That game kicks off at 3:15. Then Monday Night Football will be played at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, where Dunby Holding will take on Malines United at 5 o'clock. And then at 7:30, Chapelton Maroons will take on Mount Pleasant. So we spoke about the games. Let's talk about where the point standings are at the end of match. So going into match week 10, Portmore United, they're now at the top of the table, having played 9 games on 19 points. Montego Bay Waterhouse, they're in second on 17 points. Both have a game in hand. Cavalier, just to say, they're in 5th. They have 2 games in hand because they would have been participating, and they will get more games in hand because they are going to be participating in the CONCACAF club, in the CFU Club Championship, and that game comes next week, not this Monday, but next week after next Monday. They played the first leg at the National Stadium against that club from Dominican Republic. So at the bottom of the table now, we see Racing United in 12 on 8. Tivoli Gardens, surprised to see them there. They're in 13th on 6. And Malines United, they're in 14th on 4. So right now, I mean, the teams that were elevated to the Premier League, we see Chapelton in 11. So one is just about above the relegation zone, and actually both of them are above the relegation zone, as we'll be only losing 2 teams. So I'll be losing the teams in 13th and 14th place at the end of the season. The games continue to be interesting in the Premier League, and of course, once the schoolboy football season is over, I'm sure we'll be seeing more of the schoolboy football stars participating in the Jamaica Premier League, because right now, there's a rule. Once you play in the Jamaica Premier League, you have to wait 6 days before you can play again in the ISA competition. So, that's kind of a lot based on where the competition is right now in terms of the Manning and the Costa Cup. Some teams have just decided to just let the schoolboy footballers play out the rest of the season, whatever games they have, and then put them back into the team, because it's that particular competition is now at a very, very crucial stage. The quarterfinals, some teams now have made their semi-final berth, but we're going to be talking about that when we come back from the break right here on Sports Talk. Stay with us.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
The report is out.
What report?
The Constitutional Reform Committee's report of recommendations
Recommendations on what?
on how we move from a monarchy to a republic, of course.
So what's in it?
The creation of the office of president and changes to our parliament. Yes, man. It also includes a new qualification for membership in parliament. I know you want to see that one.
Read the full report at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm.
We are on the road to republic.
It's the Mega Mart Mega Kitchen Christmas promotion. Join us this Saturday, November 16, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Mega Mart Portmore for a live outside broadcast. There'll be music, fun, and entertainment just for you. So grab your shopping bag and head on over to Mega Mart Portmore. Spend at least $6,000 plus tax, and you can enter to win the grand prize. Brand new stove, brand new microwave, brand new fridge courtesy of ATL, and learn about and look out for the monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Facey, and Grace. It's going to be a mega Christmas with Mega Mart Portmore. So come on over to Mega Mart Portmore and see if you can find me this Saturday, November 16, and spend your $6,000 plus tax or more and enter to win. It's gonna be a mega Christmas with Mega Mart, and we'll have some fun highlights on the family station, Love 101.
Get ready for another inspiring time inside Love in the Morning with me, Jacob Dyer. It's Monday, November 18. Listen throughout the show for tips on how to become the best version of who you are in the future becoming you. Grab your cup of coffee and start the day right with the morning thing to pick me up devotion at 6 a.m. Then cruise with love on your radio at 7 a.m. inside Drive Time Jammings with great music to lift your day. 8:30 a.m. inside the Healthy Way, we talk about looking into romance. And at 9:30, we bring you something more. Brought to you by the Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center. So stick and stay with us. It's Pick Me Up Monday inside Love in the Morning, 5 to 10 a.m. on the Family Station. Love.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. All right, so we continue with schoolboy football, and it's really been an interesting week in schoolboy football. We already have two finalists, two semi-finalists on the ISA Manning Cup side. But yeah, so let's just talk about it, because let's talk about what's happening first in the Da Costa Cup, because I saw some interesting results and where it is as it relates to the table in that particular competition. Because one thing I can tell you, when it gets to this stage of the competition, that these players, especially the Da Costa Cup, they've played so many minutes, so much minutes so far in the competition. You now can see, who would really put in the work at the beginning of the season, because interesting it has been. All right, so let's start with Group A, and this is Group A in the quarterfinal zone of the Da Costa Cup. Glenmuir, they've already secured their place in the semifinals of the Da Costa Cup. And then you have Stets in that group currently in second on 4 points. They really only need a draw today to go through. If they lose, McGrath has to win big to go through. And it really depends on how many goals McGrath scores against Froome if they're able to defeat Froome. So let's just paint the picture properly. So Glenmuir, they're on 6 points. Stets, they're on second points on 4 points. Second place, 4 points. Their goal difference is currently 2. McGrath, who can go through depending on the result between Stets and Glenmuir, they're on third on 1 point with a -3 goal difference. It means McGrath would have to beat Froome by 3 goals or more, and hoping that Stett loses to Glenmuir by 2 goals or more. And I think that will bring them on the same goal difference, and then, how that will work. So that's really what's going on there in Group A. I mean, Stett's really, they are in the driving seat as far as that is concerned, because even if they lose, if they don't lose big, they're still going to go through. All right, so Stett will take on Glenmuir, and as I said, McGrath will take on Froome. Let's go over in Group B, which is the more open group in the Costa Cup. They having Gavin Maceo, Central, Ocherius, and Monroe. Now, this has been the interesting group in the Costa Cup because, first of all, Monroe, they were playing fantastic football, but on Wednesday, they got a thrill of thrashing by Garvey Maceo. So in that group now, Garvey Maceo, they lead that group on 4 points with a goal difference of 3. Central, they're on 2 points with a goal difference of 0. Ocherius High, they're in third, 2 points with a goal difference of 0. And Monroe, they're in fourth in that group on 1 point with a goal difference of -3. All right, so let me see if I can tell you how this is gonna go now. So Ocherius and Gavri Maceo will play at 3 o'clock, and those games are today actually. And Monroe will play Central. So if Monroe wins, they go to 4, but that still doesn't guarantee them a place to go through. Garvey Maceo, they really need a draw to go through. But if they lose, it's a possibility. If they lose and Central if they lose to Ocherius and Central beats Monroe, then it will be Central and Ocherius to go through. It's a lot of moving parts. If Monroe wins and Ocherius loses, then Monroe and Garvey Maceo will go through. Y'all see what I say? This group is very interesting. It's a lot to keep a track of, but of course, we'll continue to keep you posted on these matches. And we'll talk about them because by the time we meet each other next week, Saturday, we're not only going to be talking about who made the Costa Cup and Manning Cup semifinals, we're also going to be talking about those teams who will go again in the Champions Cup. And the Champions Cup will kick off come next week, Saturday. We'll have the first round of the Champions Cup, which is the quarterfinal stage, where we'll have the top 4 teams. So the semifinalists from the Manning Cup will play the semifinalists from the Da Costa Cup. You might be asking, so what's going on in the Manning Cup? Glad you asked, and I'm going to answer. All right. So currently going on in the Manning Cup, we've already decided 2 semifinalists, but I let that stay because that was an interesting week for that Group A, the group of death. But in today's game, this group is wide open as it can be. Group B in the Manning Cup, Heidel currently leads, on 4 points. Campion, they're on 3 points. In second, St. Catherine on 3 points. And Excelsior, they're on 1 point. Right. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back here on Sports Talk.
faucets, vanities, and shower stalls. Or deck the walls with lighting, home decor, plus so much more. Jingle all the way home with incredible prices and unbeatable deals in the spectacular Christmas sale at Home and Things. Old Hope Road and Cotton Spring Road. 'Tis the season to shop at Home and Things.
For the best in Sunday morning gospel, nothing beats listening to Sunday Praise on Love 101 FM with me, your host, Durval Gray. You will hear today's favorites, yesterday's classics, and pretty much anything else in between. And there's plenty more besides the music, including Living Well, your Sunday morning health and wellness feature, plus opportunity for you to share your thoughts and send your dedications to family and friends. So get your day and indeed your week off to a great start. Tune in to your family station, Love 101 FM, this and every Sunday morning at 6 for Sunday Praise.
All right. I must apologize for that. Okay, so we're continuing as it relates to the Manning Cup. So in Group B, which these games will be decided today at 3 o'clock. As giving you the point standings or the group standings going into today. Heidel, they're in first on 4 points. Campion, they're in second on 3 points. St. Catherine, they're in third on 3 points. And Excelsior, they're in fourth on 1 point. Heidel plays Campion and Excelsior plays St. Catherine, which will be interesting because only 2 teams can progress. If Campion and St. Catherine wins, both teams will go through. If Campion and Heidel draw, Campion would have to hope that Excelsior, not even because if Excelsior beats St. Catherine, guys, Excelsior beats St. Catherine, they will go on 4 points. If Campion and Heidel draw, they will go on 5-4, but Campion has a better goal difference right now of 0. So those is very interesting. But yes, am I saying Campion? Yes. Campion has made it this far and they really played very well against Excelsior to get that 2-0 victory over Excelsior. So those games will come up today. Both games start at 3 o'clock. So we're looking forward to see who will join, which is where we're going to go. Who will join the 2 teams from outside of the group of death. They've been Jamaica College and Kingston College. And boy, did this group give us all the roller coasters that we needed. Now, we started the first day of this particular Group A with Kingston College having a whopping 5-0 defeat over Tivoli, and then Mona and JC playing to a 1-1 draw. So we said, okay, let's go to day 2. KC knew that they needed a win on match day 2 to get through to the semifinals. JC knew that they needed a win. And what happened? So JC, they really came out and they were able to defeat KC by 3-0, putting them at the time at the top of the standings. Then we had Tivoli defeating the defending champions Mona 3-1. So then came an interesting scenario at the end of match day 2 going into match day 3, which was yesterday. KC and Mona, Tivoli and JC. JC knew they really just needed a win, really just needed a draw to advance. KC knew they needed a win to advance. Mona knew they needed a win to advance. And Tivoli, they also knew that they needed a win to advance. Well, the match was played, and when the dust settled, Kingston College defeated Mona by 2-0. And JC were able to end 4-0 winners over Tivoli, taking JC to the top of that group on 7 points and KC finishing on 6 points. So it means that JC and KC are the first 2 semi-finalists the in the Manning Cup, and so we'll get the games from today to talk about the other two semi-finalists. As I said, those games will come up at 3 o'clock today. So weather permitting, those games should be on. All right. So as I said, it is now at the business end of the Manning Cup and the Costa Cup season. We also had the first round of the Ben Francis and Walker Cup taking place. And we saw some of the big teams that didn't make it to the Manning Cup. They also didn't make it to the Walker Cup. But when the dust is settled, it's not, as I said, the business end of the competition, and just very interesting what's going on there. All right, so we're gonna skip hurdles a bit, or should I say, skip courts a bit, from off the field to on the court. We're now joined by Sunshine Girl player that took part in the Fast Five series in Christchurch, New Zealand, Kimon Shaw, who is on now. Right. Kimon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Kimon. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I am not bad. I'm so glad to have you on. Let me just double check. Kimon, you are the captain in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Yes, I was.
Great. Fantastic. So we have the captain with us. Sunshine Girl captain that captain the side in the Fast Five series in Christchurch, New Zealand. Come on, let me start by saying New Zealand was pretty far, wasn't it? How far did you have to fly to get to New Zealand? How many hours?
Um, well, we had to fly to Dallas at first, then Miami, and then a 14 hours flight to New Zealand, then another plane to Christchurch.
Wow, that's a lot of traveling.
Yes.
How did the team, after all that traveling, how did the team adapt when they got to New Zealand?
Well, it was a bit rough at first, but we took our walks, trying to get acclimatized, and we also get familiarized with the court. We did a little court work and training. It was cold, but I think we tried our best to adapt.
All right, and what would you say was the vibes in the camp going into the series itself?
Well, it's the Sunshine Girl, so we always have a vibe. So it was a pretty good one. Everyone was feeling excited, wanting to go on court, and yeah, everybody was pretty excited going in.
Was this your first time captaining any Sunshine Girl side, Kimon?
Yes, it was.
How was it for you as a captain? How did you mentally prepare going into this championship?
Well, let me see. It was pretty new, very new. But I think with the help of the ladies, they made it pretty easy. Um, all I had to do was get their feedbacks on a couple of things, and then yeah, they made it easy, as I said before.
All right. Kimon, you would have been representing Jamaica for a little while now. How
Yes.
long have you been representing the Sunshine Girls?
I've been playing since under 16,
Mm-hmm.
on and off, but yeah, under 16.
All right. No, the you guys games in the Fast Five. I mean, you guys didn't have any victories in the competition itself, but talk me through some of the games that were a bit close, and you guys weren't able to get over the line. How was that in terms of what was happening on the court and all of that?
Alright, so on the first day, I think we weren't clinical in that day, but we went back to the drawing board, and then on the second day we came back and we fought, and I think the ladies did a great job of fighting. It was a pretty close, some pretty close matches, where we even lost by I think 2-1, something like that. But I think, um, yeah, after we went back to the drawing board, we came back and we came back pretty strong.
Can you say what was the strategy going into these games? Because Jamaica is known for its in terms of ability, in terms of aerial ability and just fitness level up there. And I don't think, I mean, I watched the games. I don't think that the fitness was not up there. I think you guys were pretty up to standard. It's just sometimes some of the smaller mistakes that cause the turnovers and stuff like that. Um, so going back to the question, how as a captain were you able to enable the team to have a better performance on day two than you did on day one?
All right, so what we did was to have a team talk and to just go back to the court, playing together as a team. And then, yeah, so that's all we needed to do to go back to what we know. I think we deviated from that a bit. So we went back to the drawing board, have a team talk, and just develop that team play. And then I think that was the big game changer for us.
Yeah. Kimon, this side or this team that went to the Fast Five series was a pretty young team, wasn't it? In terms of
Yes, it was.
a lot of them were this was their first international cap for Jamaica.
Yes. Their
I know
first
you
time we went traveling.
right. How do you think that impacted them? Did you think that they were persons that they were just nervous because this was their first time representing the country at this big level?
Well, at first, I think the nerves kicked in a bit, but after a few goals, I saw where we were actually settled. It's just, let's say, tough luck.
Yeah. I think for me, who would you say was Jamaica's player of the tournament?
Well, I'll say Roxana McLean, one more. Yeah, I think she stood out for me.
Uh-huh. And you guys had a co-coaching system in at the championship. How was that for you?
Well, it was good. I saw where the coach come to terms on things to make and decisions on certain aspects of the play, so it wasn't an issue. I think it was pretty good.
All right. And then for you, Kimon, overall, how was the Fast Five tournament for you generally?
Well, um, it was, let's say, a rough one. As I said, I went going into a captain role. It was something pretty new, and I really had to adjust to certain things. And it was a big responsibility. But I think after a while, we just settled in and enjoyed ourselves. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, of course, I can't go away or end this interview without even highlighting those dance moves that I see you guys put on. I mean, I was looking forward, and then when the video came, I was like, yeah. You guys have it in terms of the moves. I don't know. Is it a requirement to join the Sunshine Girls? Like the first requirement is not netball, but that you can dance. Tell me.
Well, no, I know, cause sorry, some of us didn't even know the moves, but we have people on there that like Azadi Green or Amanda Pinkney. They are the TikTok boss, and yeah, we actually practiced and practiced till we perfected it. So yeah, that is it.
Yeah, but I mean I still think that is a requirement to be on the Sunshine Girls because you guys really nailed that down. When I want to say yes, it was a tough tournament for you guys, but Kimon, we're very very so proud of the girls. I know it was a young team, and I know the nerves and all of that, and flying so far and had to get adapted to all this being 16 hours ahead and all of that. But Jamaica is still really proud of you guys' performance. And it's good to see you in the captain's role, Kimon. I mean, I've been watching you over the years as a Sunshine girl. So it was good to see you stepping into that captain role. And I just want to wish you all the best for the future. And I'm hoping that I'll get to bump into you next week at the games at the indoor center.
Yes, you will see me. I'm actually on that team as well, so I'll be on the bench. Hopefully, I get to hit the court and run in there.
All right, so I'll definitely see you then. Thanks so much, Kimon Shaw, the captain of the Sunshine Girls team that represented us at the Fast Five Netball tournament in Christchurch, New Zealand. We're gonna go for another break right here on Sports Talk, but when we come back, we end the show with a press conference. Jamaica against USA first game that happened on Thursday at the National Stadium, the office as we call it. And this has been Sports Talk because you won't hear from me again. You never know the press conference is going to close out the show. So this has been Sports Talk. We do this every Saturday between the hours of 1 to 2 p.m. right here on the family station. So catch you next week where we will see the second leg of that tournament, and we'll also get to talk about the series, the Horizon series. First two matches taking place in England, and then the next two games will take place right here in Jamaica at the National Indoor Sports Centre. So some netball coming your way. Catch you then. Have a fantastic rest of the afternoon. When we come back from the break on Sports Talk, you will be hearing again the post-match press conference between Jamaica and the USA. That game ended with USA 1, Jamaica 0. We'll be right back right here on Sports Talk.
Are you looking to improve your education status or achieve a career goal? Register now with the Overseas Examinations Commission as a private candidate for January 2025. Your products to Jamaica. Imagine your business promoted on Love 101 FM radio and social media, plus live interview opportunities leading up to and during the event. Visit love101.org or call us to register today. Spaces are limited, so don't wait. Register now to secure your booth at Season Splendor. Remember, visit love101.org to register or just click the link in our Instagram bio. Let's make this season unforgettable. And make this Christmas your most successful one yet. It's the Mega Mart Mega Kitchen Christmas promotion. Join us this Saturday, November 16, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Mega Mart Portmore for a live outside broadcast. There'll be music, fun, and entertainment just for you. So grab your shopping bag and head on over to Mega Mart Portmore. Spend at least $6,000 plus tax, and you can enter to win the grand prize. Brand new stove, brand new microwave, brand new fridge courtesy of ATL, and learn about and look out for the monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Casey, and Grace. It's going to be a mega Christmas with Mega Mart Portmore. So come on over to Mega Mart Portmore and see if you can find me this Saturday, November 16, and spend your $6,000 plus tax or more and enter to win. It's gonna be a mega Christmas with Mega Mart, and we'll have some fun highlights on the family station, Love 101.
Also known as the savior complex, the hero syndrome or hero complex is a psychological phenomenon which causes a person to seek recognition for heroism. These heroes may not wear capes or have DC or Marvel comic superhero powers, but they are there to save the day anyway, or at least try to do so. Do you know anyone like that? Or is that person you? Monday, November 18 on Family Time, join host Roland Gill and guest Sonia Winter as they discuss the topic Navigating the Hero Complex. That's Family Time, Monday, November 18 at 5:30 p.m. right here on the Family Station, Love 101.
Everybody, good evening. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it greatly. We kindly ask firstly that you please put your cell phones or electronic devices on a setting that will not disturb the press conference. We're joined by the head coach of Jamaica, Steve McLaren, and also Reggae Boys defender, Damien Lowe. We're going to open the floor to questions. Please raise your hand and indicate, and then you can pose your question, whether it's to Coach McLaren or to Damien. Would like to start?
Yes, let's start. Coach, can you share with us the thought that was put into the team at the starting line?
We adapted to their shape in terms of their box in the midfield, and with Pulisic and McKennie, we had to make sure that we picked them up, and it was great effort from the team in terms of pressing, but we were too open. So, in terms of creating chances, it gave us some chances. It gave us the penalty. It gave us opportunities when we did win the ball to break, transition. But also the game we felt was too open. And especially credit to the team. I'm proud of the team. 5 minutes, 1 goal down. And the game being open as it was. Proud of the team, the way they fought. We changed things at half time. I think we changed things midway through the second half. And I think we dominated. 12 shots a goal. And we felt aggrieved. We had a penalty. I don't know how the ball was cleared off the line for one of them. But in terms of, and it's a process, I'm looking at performance. I'm proud of the players for the performance, the way they worked, the way they defended, the way they pressed, the way they created. I was very proud of all the players. It's 1-0, it's half time, but I think we've proved that USA will not take the game on Monday lightly, and we know that we can score. We know that we can give them a game. We know the first goal will be important. If we score the first goal, then the tie is on. So, as I said, proud. I'm really looking forward to Monday now to play them again.
Coach, am I correct to say that you started 5-4-1?
We started 3-4-3. We pressed really high with Shamar and Leon and Damari, and I thought we pressed really well. And although we got played through at times, it also gave us opportunities. But being 1-0 down after 5 minutes, it was too open. So we closed the game in the second half. I made the subs. I thought they made a great impact. McGee came on. Cephas came on. Mario. I think Isaac Hayden, I think was very good in midfield with Lax. So I was pleased with the way the game went. I'm not pleased with the result, but I'm pleased that we're in the tie, and we have a chance on Monday.
Gentlemen, good evening. Let me start with you, Damien. A tough night for the team, especially at home. I know you would have heard the booze, but that aside, talk to me about the team's performance as well as yours.
I think we gave it our all. You know, guys really put it to the test today. Our early goal is never good, but we showed adversity. The Jamaican in us really fought and dig deep, and we got the opportunity to win the game. We got 2 opportunities. Unfortunately, again, the scoreline doesn't attest to how we performed. But this football is a cruel sport, and we just have to take our chances. But again, it's a 2-way tie, so we can't really beat ourselves up. It's a quick turnaround. So again, a year ago, same predicament. So just have to do it again.
Coach, when you look at just where the team is at currently, tonight's performance, the wind was pretty much knocked out of the team, but the momentum crept back in. I thought we look to Monday, another tough night. What are some of the things we have to quickly fix?
I think just on your question of the crowd booing, don't worry, I was booing as well because I wanted the ball to be played forward quicker and to play in their half a little bit more. So it was only 3 or 4 minutes that we had that. The rest, I thought the crowd were great. I thought the fans were great. I thought, we had great opportunities. They got off the seats. I think you could see good performances, good attacking football. So we have to repeat that. What I did like about the performance in the players was the fight and the spirit. You go 1-0 down to the US after 5 minutes. It's difficult when they control it to come back, but they showed fight and spirit. In fact, so much fight and spirit that I think we had a few scuffles, which shows the team being together, fighting for each other, not accepting losing anything or decisions going. But so that, I think in terms of process, did we create chances? Yes. Didn't score. We have a great opportunity with a penalty, one cleared off the line, other opportunities. But I think the US know that we're a threat.
Yeah, all the best, gentlemen.
Libby?
Yes, coach. We had 6 natural defenders in the starting lineup. Do you think this affected our quality in the final third of the pitch?
I thought when we look at the chances we created in the first half and opportunities, they were probably more than they were the second half when there was more control in the game. So I think it was like a basketball game. It was a bit of gun and run. So we attacked, created an opportunity, had chances, and then they attacked, created other opportunities. I think Pulisic for them was excellent. And we had to stifle that in the second half, which I felt we did, with bringing Isaac on. And it kept our momentum as well. So I know in the first half it looks, but I thought, we really had a go in the first half, a little open, but more controlled in the second half and still created.
How much the penalty, coach, how significant was that penalty miss in getting back level and even season momentum for the game?
I mean, momentum is massive in football. And they score early, they get that momentum. But we never stopped. We created the opportunity, got a foul, got a penalty, and keeper made a great save. The momentum all of a sudden shifted again back to them. And it could have knocked our spirit. But what I liked was the reaction that it never did. And we carried on. So as I say, I think what I see in the team, so that's the 5th game. I see a lot of progress. I see the squad developing. I see we've got great leadership. At the back, we've got 4 or 5 great leaders, and we've got talent as well. So it's a team game. Subs are important. I thought they made a difference as well. So I'm happy with the likes of McGee, Isaac Hayden, who came on, did a job. Cephas came on, caused problems. And so I'm very positive at this moment.
Hey man, what you thought went wrong tonight? You're out there on the pitch with the guys who experienced the American team and what they had to offer. What is your thoughts on how things unfolded?
I think we had more good than bad situations. I mean, the defensive wise. They were a threat in the mid block, but defensively they didn't really threaten us. They were always in front of us. It's not like they were pinging, 2-3 passes and breaking us. It happened like maybe 2 or 3 times, yeah. But other than that, I think we were defensively solid. Second half, got the press right. We were a little bit more patient. And then when the subs came in, fresh legs, guys, ball handlers, guys who are running at people. Not much went wrong. I think for us. I'm not gonna say it's an easy fix, but it's fixable. We're professionals. We have to go back to the drawing board. The gaffer will, put us again in the training and to prepare. But me personally, I'm not worried. We know that the players that we have, experienced players, and we're gonna give it our all for our nation.
So I definitely think we can pull off a miracle like what we did against Canada last year.
It's not a miracle. I mean, football is played for 90 minutes. We have to believe that we want to be, the best in CONCACAF. So we have to be fearless. The US knows what we bring. No team wants to see us. We just have to take our chances and execute properly and get wins.
Thanks, Livy. Eddie?
Yes, coach. One positive from the game was Leon Bailey's performance. How impressed were you with his performance, and how is it that you're going to work with absence of Mesa Bolligan in the second?
We have good defenders in the squad. Deshaun Bernard has come back into the squad. He's very capable. He's played in these big games, so we have no problem with that. We have enough defenders. But I was pleased with Leon, and not just in terms of his talent. We know that in terms of his work rate. He had a difficult job with Boy Robinson up and down, but I think like everybody has to run. Everybody has to work hard. And I thought, okay, the front three, they really pressed, and they did it on their own, but they really pressed. And Shamar also was always a constant threat. Don't like to play against him. So, as Damien said, a lot of positives. So I'm not down. I'm positive about Monday. We just need to recover, get ourselves together, keep the spirit, keep the fight, and keep the belief that we can go there and score first and make a game.
Chris?
One question for each. First, the coach. Heading into this game, you still hadn't scored at home at the national stadium. That sort of played into the minds of the players as well?
I don't think so. I think once you're on the field, you don't think, oh my God, I'm through. I've got an opportunity. I can't score. I think we saw enough confidence in players. And it's disappointing to miss a penalty, but that happens in football. What I liked was the players, their heads didn't go down, which very good, easily do that. They kept fighting away. And through the 90 minutes, I thought we were very good. I was very pleased. There were certain aspects, first half, certain aspects in the second half that we can improve. But overall, in terms of what I'm looking at is 1, performance, and 2, making progress, and 3, the introduction of players into the squad, because that's what it's about. It's about developing a squad that can deal with these big teams, and I think we're growing towards that.
Damien, Isaac Hayden made his debut at National Stadium today. What do you make of his performance in the team?
Congrats to Isaac. He's a true professional, very humble. Doesn't speak a lot, but he makes the ball do the work and the ball do the talking. He's very good for the group. I feel like the guys take on to him. We want players like that because again, it's a project that we're building, and we're trying to get to the World Cup. So the better the players, not only between the lines but off the field, to bring the camaraderie together and make it a family, and everybody understand that listen, we have one aim, and which is to develop our nation's football and also get to the World Cup and make history. So yeah, top player. I'm happy with his performance, and I'm happy to have him on our team.
Yeah. Finally, you made mention of something similar happening last season in
Time on the family station. It
I
is
mean, we try not to live in the past, but we
that
can
was
use it. But I think we have good enough players and we have enough motivation to know that, listen,
today
the
with
US is beatable and we are a good team. And
match
we know the quality players that we have and we know what's on the line.
from the
We're playing for
Reggae
a trophy.
Boys
So that alone,
USA. That game happened
says
on
a lot.
Thursday.
The US have won
They
it,
won
3 years in a
by
row.
a goal
We've
to
gotten so
nil.
close.
The repeat
So,
leg
I
comes
think
up
it's our time.
on
I've told the
Monday
guys,
evening
over the
or
years,
Tuesday evening. I
no
don't
more
remember the
hormones.
date,
It's time to,
but once I
take
get
the
it,
next
I'll
step
let
and
you
bring
know.
home a trophy for the
So
nation.
check
Thanks,
out
Chris. Robert.
and support the Reggae Boys there. They're playing in the USA.
Who decided, who took the penalty?
Big ups to Kathya Davis. We're doing a
We
sport
decided before the
every
game.
Saturday
It was
here on
between
the family
Shamar
station between the hours
Dimi.
of 1 and
And
2.
Dimi was elected and felt confident to take it. You always do that, so he did that. So yeah, and I think talking about the tie and talking about home or away, I think what the players have demonstrated, talking about the Canada result, and we talk about going to Honduras and winning there. We talk about going to Nicaragua and winning there on a difficult pitch atmosphere. We're capable of winning away from home, and we're capable of scoring goals away from home.